This is just another reminder that brown lives continue to be in danger in the year of our Lord 2025. Home of the free, it ain't looking so free these days. I had made a video a few weeks ago stating how I wasn't going to agree to disagree on personal beliefs when certain people's personal beliefs directly impact my life and put it in danger, especially as a person of color. And boy, did the Mayo madness ascend on me like white on rice, calling me dramatic, that I was taking things out of proportion, that simply wasn't true, that I'm a libtard and I'm uneducated. People went on to make fun of my hair, my skin color, where I come from. Usual suspects, always the usual suspects. But even in the past few weeks, what has been happening to people of color has been absolutely heartbreaking, and I don't think that people are talking about it enough. Like, clearly, we're living in a time where our media is being censored, and they're not reporting on certain things that they should be reporting on, specifically what is currently happening at Alligator Alcatraz. I saw on Threads, I think, that people were starting to talk about how, people are disappearing from Alligator Alcatraz. And side note, when you see things on the internet, please do your own research. Don't take complete strangers' word as bond. Do your own research and look it up yourself. And that's exactly what I did. And what I found, unfortunately, is not surprising. People are disappearing from Alligator Alcatraz. Lawyers and family members are trying to keep tabs, and they want to talk to, I don't know if they're allowed to see the people that are detained at Alligator Alcatraz, and the people that run that concentration camp are not being able to produce these people. Let that sink in. Unfortunately, I am that person that likes to stay informed. I feel like that's a burden right now. It's making my heart so heavy these days because of what's happening in the world, what's happening around us, what's happening in America, right? But, I will stay informed. I will always speak on these things. It is what it is. But so, my sources, Miami Herald, PBS, Al Jazeera. Those of you who aren't familiar with Al Jazeera, it's a global media outlet who are reporting on Alligator Alcatraz, saying the same things, right? That people are missing, that the people who are in charge at the concentration camp cannot produce these people for the lawyers, for family members who are wanting to check in. The whole process is taking way longer than it should be, because if they were getting their due process, then they should be out, right? They should be sent back to whatever country of origin. I got in an argument with a man one time who was saying that there's an airstrip on Alligator Alcatraz, and they send them home on airplanes directly on that concentration camp. And I, of course, was like, where's your source? Can you give me sources where you're getting your information? And of course, he never did that. I'm like, are these people dumb? Seriously? So yeah, people are disappearing from Alligator Alcatraz, which is, again, not surprising. Especially, I don't know if anyone saw the video like a month or so ago of that woman, the wife of a person who got a government contract for a whole bunch of incinerators for Alligator Alcatraz. And that's just a scary thought. I haven't read anything that they have found bodies, right? That they have found human remains or anything like that. Like I haven't seen that information come across, the internet. But I mean, if people are disappearing and they're not able to, keep in contact with their family members and their lawyers, what's happening to them? It's been reported that, the conditions there are deplorable, which again, not surprising, but that's scary. I mean, let's move on to what just happened last week in Chicago. ICE agents raided an entire apartment complex full of primarily Black people because they had inside information that people were there from a Venezuelan gang, right? So that was their grounds to empty an entire apartment complex in the middle of the night, putting the elderly, men, women, children out on the street. They zip tied them. And what is currently being said is that they arrested 37 people and now have detained 4 people out of the 37 people, 2 of which are suspected keyword being suspected of being in this Venezuelan gang. Now, I'm talking they had helicopters, unmarked trucks and vans, hundreds of ICE agents raiding this apartment building full of Black people, primarily Black people. If that doesn't outrage you, if that doesn't cause some form of outrage within you, then you need to see someone, because that is crazy. That is crazy that is happening in America in the year of our Lord 2025. They even separated the children from their parents and took them somewhere else. And Ice Barbie over here saying, we just wanted to make sure they weren't being trafficked and abused. Like, if that's not racist, then I don't know what is. Because again, this apartment complex, the people that lived there were mostly Black American citizens, because most of these people were American citizens. Because again, according to what is being reported, four people are what they got out of this entire, apartment complex. They did all of that. Think about the taxpayer money on just that one raid. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I feel so bad for those people. And this isn't being talked enough about. I'm glad that when this was happening, a lot of people on the internet and social media were like, hey, where are those kids? Where are they being taken? Keep tabs on the kids. Where are the kids now? Because they wanted to make sure that, that the internet, the media, everyone that was just reading what was happening, they were posting articles, they were doing all this stuff to make sure that they were keeping tabs on where those kids were and how long they were taken. You know what I mean? And I think that's what American people need to do. We need to talk about these things so much and not let it go, because these things are crazy that this is happening in America in 2025. Ridiculous. Now, these two things that are happening are absolutely heartbreaking, but this one takes the cake because this one resulted in a young person losing their life. Trey Reed, a Black man in Mississippi, was found lynched, hung from a tree. And I'm sorry, Black people don't lynch themselves, because the coroner was reporting that it was a suicide, that they did it themselves. And Colin Kaepernick is paying for a separate private autopsy. And there's a lot of information on that. People are saying things that I'm not going to say because it's not coming from a reputable source. The family hasn't released that information. Colin Kaepernick hasn't released that information. So I'm not going to say, anything about that. But again, Black people don't lynch themselves. That's the worst thing that can happen to a Black person. And that's not being talked enough about. That this Black man lost his life, was hung from a tree in Mississippi. And he was 21 years old. His life was just starting. And you want to tell me that I'm being dramatic, that I'm overreacting, that brown lives aren't in danger because we live in a civilized society. America. Does this seem civilized to you? People disappearing from a concentration camp? A whole apartment complex full of Black people were raided in the middle of the night, zip-tied on the street in the middle of the night for 4 detainees. A young Black man had to lose his life. And unfortunately, I feel like it's gonna get worse. So this is a call to action. If you specifically live in Florida, call your local representatives to make sure they make inquiries as to what the hell is going on in Alligator Alcatraz. Do it daily, weekly, monthly. Keep tabs on them. Apply that pressure to make sure that they're doing it. Call to see what progress has been made. If you know someone that might know someone that knows someone that's staying there, Latinos have 50-11 cousins. Be like, hey, I'm a cousin of so-and-so. Can I talk to them? How are they going to know? They view us all the same. Call about these people. Call about their welfare. Call about their process. Be like, hey, how is the process of them getting out of there going? You know what I mean? Because they're being detained there way longer than they should be. Keep talking about these things. Make it so persistent and make it so uncomfortable. As brown people, I feel like if you're not obligated to speak out on this, then I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. I don't know what the hell is wrong with white people who continue to turn a blind eye and attack those of us who have the courage to talk about these things, saying that we're crazy. Is this crazy to you? These things are happening in real life, in real time. And there's so much information about it on the internet. So you can't deny all of it. I had someone in my comments who said that courage over comfort, based off another video that I had posted, would make a really good shirt. And I'm looking into that as well. Have courage over comfort, because these are very uncomfortable times. And the most uncomfortable currently are brown people. And we need to do better by them.